P, though, quoted as saying very
Alright, G2 on defense, Fnatic on attack. 2-0 on the pistols for Fnatic. And I think on this map G2 need to get a good start. Just purely because when they played against Paper X it didn't look convincing. I think they won double pistol and still only got 8 rounds? 10 rounds? I can't remember.
Even on this angle. Nothing crazy though from Fnatic.
They're expecting the reclear.
Unexpected.
Yeah, dude, I mean, they called it right.
Please be rewarded. Alpha is lying in wait.
TP towards back of sight with someone playing so close. Is there going to be anyone back of sight? Not a chance. They don't go for it. They do create a bit of pressure by taking the fake TP though. Yeah, you can see Jonah looking for it.
And Fnatic are never going to overrush in these kind of situations. They can sit back, play the player advantage.
But I think they should, yeah. If you're G2, it's like, would they ever actually TP within the first 30 seconds? I know they're not doing anything bold for the first 1 minute.
Trying to keep G2 guessing. Jonah P. Holding down that fault line.
Again. Dude, it's so slow. I'm pretty sure Paper X can finish 2 maps before Fnatic finish a normal map.
Being dumped right now over towards A to try to pull people. There's only 2 now ready to defend B.
There it is. It's going to be sailing up and over towards it. Exchanged evenly, even out of satchels in hand. Alpha.
Damn, that was lovely from Leaf. It's a great flash.
Jonah P is going to do a lot from this spot. And Trent.
Damn, was that Kayak's flash? That was great.
Still a player's advantage for them. Time running short. You get yourself in through the back at this.
The heaven lurk.
Guys, please, 8 seconds.
Just laying around towards the
guys.
Drop down, but he wasn't expecting it. Trent, he has to live. If he stays alive, he's won the round.
Holy, how's he won that?
Absolutely ridiculous.
How's he won that? 10 seconds left to go for the plant. 5 seconds kills that.
Trent is completely surrounded.
Yeah.
Got his opponent fade.
It's an absolute Trent masterclass. And Fnatic, once again.
Was searching for him, didn't realize.
Oh, it's great shots.
He didn't even need the final kill, but he gave us it anyway.
Okay, well, there's the.
That's pretty absurd because I think Fnatic should have been able to wrap that
there's the confidence. There's the good start that they needed. They got Hero Bucky.
Skipping past a lot of this util is going to be the Prowler. Kayak taking that space. Straight shots fired down at Bulldog. Not exactly
looks some of the HBs though.
With the horns followed up, Leaf is here.
Crash is going to melt, isn't he? Yeah.
And the C's into the snakebite combo to give Leaf a third. Leaf now actually going to be approaching a Viper's Pit. He's able to clean up the rest of these players.
Looking for the last few. Spots it out. Chronicles. Drop 2
Hold
of
up.
them. Spike accessible to a degree, but Valen is quick
not
to
bad
recover.
Though. Leaf 2 away from his ult.
That's what Leaf, a really big anti-eco round for him, gets very close to the Viper's Pit. Not going to have it online for this bonus, but could be a difference maker early on in a crucial rifle round, especially if G2 can do a little bit of damage in this next to the Fnatic economy. A rare, quick round as well. Fnatic taking a lot of round control very early on. But you're expecting, again, quite a lot of these rounds, even with the double duelist, to be slow paced from Fnatic on their attack side. I know Kaplan on the desk was talking about the fact that G2 got some experience playing against
Outlaw can one-shot
double
2
duelist
people.
compositions, but Paper X and Fnatic are pretty much as far apart as you can play the same comp.
A great shot, man. That's a great shot on both sides.
Catching onto the jump peak.
He did get an aim punch as well. That was a Phantom 140 headshot. But I'm really interested in this battle over towards B main. You see it here from Kayak and Jorg, just kind of feeling each other out on the pistol round.
Yeah, it's a bonus. You can't be too sure in a bonus round.
But B main control is super important in the current meta.
Smokes propped
yeah,
up.
Jorgamo.
Jorgamo going to be left guessing. There's haunts and action occurring onto every extremity right now. Pushing Chronicle out of the path. Jorgamo looking to potentially take a fight here. Knife out for Kayak.
Oh my goodness, my guy.
I mean, that's a weird decision as well, isn't it? Leaf versus Chronicle. And Chronicle gets the better end of it after Valen had already retreated. And now Valen's alone and isolated on the A side with the Paranoia as his best friend.
That's to anchor single-handedly. Reinforcements arriving in the form of Trent, but he doesn't really have a weapon to his name. It's the classic and a bit of Utah. They can hear it now. Smokes are going to start to be laid down, blossoming. Vault reveals.
Oh, what a shot that was.
Just trying to TP out.
That's some nice util. Nade, Molly, Astra Suck?
Methodical approach towards it.
Astra Suck or Stun? I didn't see which.
The onslaught now that G2 are trying to dish out.
Damn, nice little 1-2 on top of this as well.
Yeah, that's a nice cleanup from Fnatic. Really good positioning too. Even if Alpha had
20-second plant as well, yeah, man, they're going fast.
As a backstab.
It's a fast one for Fnatic on this.
They set up that round really nicely.
Need to relax a little bit, if anything.
So good at their attack side macro. I know we're watching a little bit of a mistake here from Kayak, but he has some B main information.
Actually, can't look any worse.
And in the meantime, the rest of the pack is working their way up mid.
This was lovely though. This little burst over towards side was cool. This little 1-2 on Heaven, really cool.
G2 at some point in these slow rounds are going to have to fight to re-clear. And that always comes with a bit of danger.
Okay, where are the ults? Because the ults must be close. Leaf is 1 away, Trent's 2 away,
same 1-3-1
and Alpha's 2 away.
Attackers, right? Kayak holding on.
Heavy premium, just spotting the cross-up. Jorgamo will have to respect that.
And that's great information from Kayak. He saw that teleport. He knows that Jorgamo's gone back into a more passive position.
Trying to square up towards it. What a shot!
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing a duelist off over towards B main. Yeah, it's like these two have agreed to take aim duels the whole time.
Head clean off the shoulder.
Just having their own little 1v1 over towards B every round.
But Chronicle's been good for it so far. Pressure up towards B Heaven though. Alpha is ahead of it, finds the gap. Time to be taken. Sees though, avoided.
It is
up
nice
next over towards main.
Back onto the line.
Crashy's turn.
Pressure happening. Oh no! It's not ideal.
He's just gifted them the spike.
The spike dropped down.
With the spike.
I don't think was even. I think that was just supposed to be fake pressure anyway. Kron might have done enough.
Now what?
To be the saviour for him. Leaf, judge in hand. Lets it loose and lets it rip. So putting a bit of fear into them, putting the squeeze out into Leaf and a bit of spam chopping him down. Leaf.
Back over towards B, Jorgamo.
Scrambling, dashing.
Yeah, the pass was going over towards
leaving
A.
it just down to Crashies. A spike, essentially unretrievable. 3-1 for G2.
Big fumble in that round from Fnatic, from Boaster. Like I said, I'm not sure if they thought the vent was completely clear and they were just trying to make a drop noise to fake a pivot into A and go back to B. Or whether Boaster really wanted to try to take vent and just didn't have a teammate with him. But either way, you can't make a mistake like that when you're already a slow-paced team. And clearly the Fnatic coaches are not happy about it either, because we're about to go into a tactical timeout. And so, coming off the back of this, I mean,
at least it's early though. It's an early timeout.
Talked about it as well.
We're at least gonna stop the 1v1 over towards B main.
In the second half.
Then, yeah, I imagine we're gonna group together when we want to take info.
Boaster adjusted some things, and Fnatic were able to close out on map 1. Here, this is very early on. It's probably more to do with adjusting the tempo, or maybe one of the coaches
I'm not sure, Bacon.
read on what G2 specifically are doing on their defense side. But I think there's a couple of things to just calm down here for Fnatic. Kayak's kind of getting diffed and making a couple of
thank you so much for these 5 months, dude. Appreciate it.
The aggression of Jorgamo. Jorg's just caught him on a couple of timings. And obviously we've just witnessed that fumble from Boaster dropping the spike.
Why does Fnatic look so off? I mean,
not sure whether it's nerves. It looked like
a lot of their games have looked like
Fnatic,
this,
to be honest, on map
where they can lose a lot of these rounds. It just comes down to like maybe individuals bailing them out. Not like it's been.
To get this Viper's Pit
what was the last split they played? Where honestly they should have lost.
So it is going to be a half buy here. Fnatic have still
but then
got
they just won so many duels.
Opting into it
against Gen G, yeah. Well, honestly, they should have lost that.
Money's a bit all over the place here from Fnatic. TP in a fault line, sets up Valen. Horns.
Okay, Crashies gets hit.
Yeah, they've decided to use the pit in mid.
Alpha doesn't. Well, that's going to change too much. Ult goes over towards mid. We're holding a line over towards B.
Oh, okay. Alpha's just going to rip Trent apart. And these 3 players were looking to try to put pressure over towards A early on. They know that Valen teleported, so that's what Alpha's also worried about. They think that Boaster...
Yeah, this is a gun over towards Heaven as well. Alpha definitely got to start considering using ult here, and they might use it to get the gun and take space.
Towards a ramp.
No, don't even need to. Just free space for this one. Gun upgrade for Kayak.
But Valen is just so isolated here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's cut up.
Only one satchel for Alpha.
Lost A Heaven control, doesn't really know where to lay it down the smoke either. Potentially trying to catch the cross. Fnatic are willing to play this one slowly.
I feel like we need to get some kind of info, so We have Jorgmo taking info and the early rotate is on. I mean, he's...
Showstopper even expended. That's out the back pocket of Alpha. This is going to be
just
scurrying
owned
away.
him.
G2 do not want any part of this.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
they don't want to get caught by some kind of splash rocket that gets fired into heaven. Their A-ramp fight is going to be crucial here. Chronicle's just been amazing today.
Yeah, this is a good bait though. Oh, it's an insane shot.
He's perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, Leaf has a judge. What's he meant to do?
Just supplements beautifully. Recall of the smoke, Jorgmo. Really going to commit into this. The money is low.
I think G2 lost every part of this round. Lost Trent to that duel over towards A-ramp. Didn't really adjust. Valen thought that he could hold A, at least for retake.
Kron? Nah, Kron is a monster.
Fnatic got into perfect positions. And then they just lost.
These are the kind of tournaments where you look back and you're like, man, this was my argument for the top 15. Because I kind of looked at Chronicle and Alpha, and if you looked at their current Teo meta,
Alpha's going to open up
they're not.
Of these rounds.
They probably weren't in your top 15 stat-wise.
I mean,
dude, look at how good they are. Big games as well. They're so good.
Top in the rankings in EMEA for stage 1.
Like big pressure players as well.
But
look at that.
With the duo of Alpha and Chronicle.
Tyrann's just walking like a bot.
That's what they are.
Damn.
We're keeping that energy all the way up.
How are we calling them bots?
Hard commit by Kayak, just jumps straight past, and this duel that's taking place.
Yeah, Jorg's had the better end of it most of the time.
Chrono gets over towards the site. He has his ult. Where's the money at? 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't buy next. Fnatic, good amount of money. This can be a drop.
They're expecting
Trent,
to be
1
to
kill.
take
That's
some
an
A-ramp
ult.
control and holding
Jorgmo
the stun
has
for
ult.
it. A
They
stun,
could combo together if
potentially
they
a
get him.
paranoia and a re-clear of ramp. But nobody scaled off the back of the Prowler for Fnatic. Playing it slow, cautiously.
Valen takes a peek here. You could be in a world of hurt.
That's just
timings, contacting, walking up onto the line. Valen wants a little bit more. It's good with a trade though. Crashies shuts that down.
Maybe an overpeak from Valen there. I think it's difficult to take 1 kill and
kinda-
make
he
it
kinda
into 2
did the
against
job.
Fnatic when they're so disciplined. But still a player advantage.
3v4, wait.
Whoa,
Just seen a barrel.
My goodness.
Clumsy movement, arguably, from Boaster there, just as they were calling out G2 for walking around like bots. And G2 in a 4v2. These rounds, you know, Fnatic don't get something started early in terms of map control or picks. You get some of these dull endings to the rounds, but G2 will be very happy to have the momentum paused for a moment.
It'll be another round added up to
Yeah,
that
it looks like
tally.
they're saving, but I'm never sure with
4-1 for
Fnatic. They might
G2.
just decide to hit the site
And
this
often
time.
when I do watch Fnatic play on Split,
You never know.
10 seconds left.
I'm hit by how
Hyphen
nice
over.
the
Thank
game
you so much for
plan
the
is.
3
I
months.
think
Appreciate the
often
prime. Thank
with
you,
how
thank you. And
precise
Prafu
Boaster
over in the
can be
YouTube
and
chat.
how
Thank
good
you
the
so much,
coaching
dude,
staff
as
is
well.
on this team. They often come out with some kind of immaculate read. I'm not seeing that just yet today.
Yeah, you're
Leaf
not wrong,
caught towards the
Prafu.
end, but it's not going to do too much damage to G2's economy. It does put a bit of pressure down, but there's players that can drop. These kind of unfortunate situations, though, are just a killer for Fnatic. When you're playing slowly and you're trying to be disciplined and you just kind of get
It's for
spammed
sure
through
got a left
smoke,
model
it can
now.
throw a wrench in the works massively. Like I said, though, I'm still kind of waiting for that glimmer of brilliance that you often see from Boasters calling on the attack side.
Ginormous, thank you for the bits. Thank you,
And I
thank
think
you.
a lot of it comes down to the fact that G2 have been able to keep control of B main, and that's where the fight's going to happen again early on. Jorg getting posted.
No, I don't think so. Add something similar to that
Early
in
front
China.
line.
I don't know if that counts. I
Jorg
can't remember
trying
what
to
it's
take this one
called.
with a little bit more aggression.
Spork, thank you so much for the tier 1, dude. Thank you as
Final
well.
play. It's going to be Util used to try and clear him out. Aftershock to the corner.
Okay, it's the
Kayak,
classic.
Skate crash was set towards main.
It
He's
is
got
the
no
classic.
exit anymore.
Fnatic, you're all over towards
Slow
B.
towards the
Go
back of the
for a
site.
split.
Some access towards the G2.
Yeah, TP out. They're going to
gonna be backing
retake.
out.
Jorgmo has his
chose not
ult,
to try
and you
and
got
combine that
Fade ult.
with the
Definitely
Fade
go look for the combo of these two going together. If you hit a lot of people, you're never going to hear him getting out of his Yori ult.
Trying to take the fight forwards into their spawns. A flash and a play into
So,
it.
they go a bit
Close leading
proactive
him
on
onto
this
that
one. Not
damage.
too bad.
Jorgmo answers, drops down Kayak.
Ult
Pick
goes
down
in, they
as
got
he
the
faces
plant
the
down. We're going to
Mitchell
fade ult on top of
value.
this. 1, 2, 3, dodge the fade ult. Back aside, Jorgmo. Yeah, again, you can't hear it. Nicely done from Jorg. That's the Viper ult down.
Alongside
Valin,
Jorgamo.
bold.
There's no stopping him right now. Boaster gonna do it
Big
all
jaw.
from an uncomfortable spot indeed to buy time for Alpha.
Big
Buy
swing.
time for this
What was
guy
the
to
swing?
shine. 7 bullets left. Trent
Oh, swing. You went for a nade instead.
Leaves it into the 1v1 and time is ticking away from
Bad
Trent.
plant.
It's a bad plan.
Oh,
He's
it is a
sticking
bad
this.
plant.
Have on
Whoa,
it.
whoa,
Alpha
whoa, whoa.
wide. He's gonna swing. He's gonna
lost
swing
it.
now. Alpha.
Has he lost it?
it?
Oh, for God's sake.
What an angle to be found from Alpha here. I thought he beefed it for sure there.
Dude, chat.
Knew that Trent was only gonna
Imagine
get half
imagine
of that
losing the
spot
1v1
and
where
still
you
have
know
an angle
where
to be able to
you
swing
find out by
1v3
peeking at the end that you could have stuck
looked
it.
like a horrid
And you're like,
plan.
damn, okay, that's pretty savage,
And a
right?
really good combo.
Then you look up and you see Boaster
Considering the
doing
pressure
this.
that
I
Jorgamo
imagine it's
put down,
on the
getting
replay.
3 in the round. Everybody else.
I don't care if you got the best
point getting
mental in the
up.
world.
Look at
How are you losing that, watching that and going, like, mate, my mental's all over the place.
Fnatic with a weapon
I feel like
advantage
that's who
heading
I'm
into
losing
round
to.
8.
For God's sake.
And a few really good tools to be able to work with too. Cosmic Divide, Crashies with an ultimate as well. Plenty of tools to be able to get in and run some kind of set play with the ultimates.
Mentally boomed, mate, I'll be
I was
out
also
of it.
talking on Lotus about the fact
I'm not
that
getting
G2
killed
win
for the rest of the
almost
half.
40% of their retakes.
Maybe map.
Fnatic are also our best team in post plants. Like one of those stats has to give up today. And at the moment, it looks like Fnatic kind of coming away with the advantage.
Whoa, it's 1 minute 10. They're heading aside.
Satchel's in play. Kayak has that backside control. Jorgamo forced to give it up. They claim to the side. Fnatic not content with it though. Looking like they almost wanted to step past. Through the spawn, just the deep seas.
And once more, the best post plant team is playing against the best retake team.
Let's see what comes out on top. Fight forwards, out towards pillar. The guns, the weaponry, not ideal for G2. Starting to at least drop down into the sides, and the feed is filled up. One shade of teal. Alpha standing alone. Chronicle is going to pick up these pieces.
Holy, okay, well, back to slow play. We're never going fast again.
Disrupt the hold completely.
A lovely double swing at the end here.
As well, from that range. I mean, G2 are masters of being able to get the best out of the light weaponry.
Well, they tried
Kind of
it.
incredible that they make that retake work and not the one before.
Chat, if anyone ever again goes, why don't they just hit sites within the first 40 seconds, just clip this, I guess.
Should have been able to come out on top
I lost to a low buy.
and equalize the game at 4-4.
You don't
Suddenly,
even need to explain it.
G2 are running away with things.
How he did the headshot on me while running? What is this luck, bro?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. How is he hitting that with a Spectre from that range?
That's just what they do.
Now Fnatic
That's
themselves
just
have got
what
to
they
try to
do.
make something happen with
Forces them down to an
a
eco.
really bad
Astra
fight.
ult.
The money
Crashies
taking
has
some
ult. Alpha.
Good
Only
180.
one satchel and
They're gonna
buys a
try to use
Bucky.
this orb in
The
mid.
solo
it's a really
satchel
nice
for a
orb
Bucky.
lineup from Chronicle, and it allows them to close
Did
the
I
gap
miss
with
something?
lighter
Did he
weaponry.
misclick?
So Kayak and Crashies.
Leaf. Under pressure, just spots the shoulder. Gives up most of the space. G2 heavy emphasis being placed over towards A. No one B heaven.
These players could get pinched if G2 don't keep a ramp control. So that's why you
Whoa.
see Trent maybe even overextending slightly to fight for this.
That's in the open.
Okay, so they insert one in
Throughout this
vents.
all, Kayak inserted
With the best
in
gun.
vents with the Vandal. They're hoping that Leaf goes for re-exploration here, you know, with something, a stun, a paranoia, and Kayak can just grab one.
Okay, now they're pinching this guy.
Fnatic, and this does put the
So
squeeze
how does
out
Leaf
onto him.
react?
Trying to lay in wait, and they're already putting a drop on him! Bucky in hand! And Alpha
That was
obtains
sick.
the upgrade.
That's beautiful.
Slowly but surely, Fnatic are dissecting this site.
Okay, who needs
Taking
another
back control
satchel?
away. It's gonna be ultimate
Breach ult
spenders.
goes in,
Just try and
fast
get
flood.
themselves
That is
back
the most
in.
incredible fate ever.
Wasted. Caesar's perfect. Trent just trying to stay tucked in.
Oh
but
my God,
won't
the
reveal
fade
goal.
util.
There will be no escape. Not this time. Not from what Fnatic are putting on show.
They cross every T and dot every I. When things work for Fnatic in this slow-paced style, it looks so perfect.
And it's
Jesus.
desperation by G2 just wandering.
There's so
into
many
that
gun
side layer,
upgrades. Throws them back as well to make sure
Fnatic.
everyone can get the
Back
upgrades.
and forth we
Crazy
go.
round. There's great shots from Alpha.
The
What
economy
sick
apparently means
util that
nothing
was from
between these
Crashies.
two teams. G2 cast down into the depths again as Fnatic keep it.
This was nuts
I
as
mean,
well.
look, they knew that Leaf was just pinned in that corner the entire time. There had not been a re-clear. Kayak's just controlling that space, keeping him corralled. And once they have that pick, pushing into the site. The perfect
Dude, this was a nice round though.
Good right now, actually.
Did they just anti-leaf
I mean, it's
in a
all
low
gorgeous.
buy?
Every piece of util
I think they
with
just
purpose.
anti-leaf in a low buy. Insert one
G2
over
take a
towards
tactical
vents.
timeout
You know
for
he
the last
sticks
3 rounds and a
inside
half.
vents. Take over
We
towards
had
A
dead
heaven and
even
split him with the
6-6
Baki.
on Lotus to open
I think they
things up.
did.
And that, I think, is
That
the
was
absolute
nuts.
peak of both teams' map pool. But Split, it's more of an uphill battle, I would argue, for G2. Fnatic sealing up map 1 should set Fnatic up pretty here to be able to move on and face Wolves. I think G2 have got to really dig deep. At the moment, they're in the lead, but their eco is shot, and this could easily be anyone's half.
Yeah.
And once more, by the way, Brent, it's that duo of Alpha and Chronicle. 13 kills for Alpha, 11 kills for Chronicle. I mean, nowhere near double digits for anybody else. They are putting on an insane performance, this deadly duo for Fnatic.
Look at this.
And this is why they win trophies.
Non-stop.
Pure domination. As you said,
Honestly, with how this is
Sure,
going,
it's
I
on
think
G2,
you
I
just
think.
use ults here.
try and slow them down.
13
This
to
might be a
5,
round.
11 to 6,
ahead.
4-3-2. No way. But honestly,
And he's not good here for G2.
I'm not looking at
Snap together a
after
bit of
that
a
phase
buy,
util.
TP,
I'm not looking at Crash's
disengage,
kills.
Just try and get some information. Let's jog them out. Seeing if they're posted.
Alpha is so happy taking this duel. I mean, he knows he's on fire. And while Chronicle's the anchor, the rock, Alpha's the tip of the spear. He's the guy that can open things up, make the magic happen. And I think he's playing more confidently than Kayak is right now too. So he is actually taking more of those opening fights.
Oh, it's a nice boom board. That would clear
A
here.
lot asked of him, but always ready to deliver.
Leaf again has gotten stuck a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
in
Leaf's
vent
here again. Crashes gets the kill
Wall
over
gets
towards
destroyed
site.
on
Dude,
site.
you might be
Yeah,
able to
just trying
descend
to
at
hang
site,
over
guys.
Slide off angle, I think, trying to catch across. The gap, a small window that Leaf wants to try and play himself in and towards. The Sheriff does sing into
Kinda
his
missed that
hands,
window
but
a
Leaf
little
wants
bit.
to try and back himself out and away.
Trent
There
gets
are
over
anchor
towards
players,
site.
though. Onto the site, Trent.
Fade
Doesn't have a lot
eye
to work with
again.
here, and he needs some help, and he needs it now.
Dude, look at the fade detail. It's kind of insane. Great timing from Trent on his tether. 2 now over towards site.
30
Astro over
seconds.
towards heaven. 30 seconds. Don't tell me they're going for a pivot B. Oh,
Surely
they're going
not
for a pivot
to
B, man. Show me Leaf.
No shotgun into his hands, just the Sheriff, but
The time.
so much danger. 20
Where are we
seconds
going?
left.
Site. 15 second going through heaven. Site hit. Not again. Not Trent again.
Heads while he's at it. Moving forward, Trent has not been dislodged. Not been dislodged at all. The time. He's denied the plant. And the time is the worst enemy of this.
Dude, he's done it again. He's done it again.
Almost exactly
Oh
the same as what
man,
we saw
it's
from
just
Trent on the
it's just the
pistol.
same thing on a different site.
He's the anchor. He is in a crazy position, and yet he is the last one.
Dude, they should have just popped ult and gone site as soon as they killed the one on
The
site.
clock has been a nightmare for Fnatic on their attack side. And this time it just happens again. The reason they're planning for heaven in this spot, by the way, is so that this side player, Trent, can't deny. And yet, whilst trying to get the plant down, they get picked off from heaven. Gaps everywhere.
Look at that timeline. Back and forth, back
Yeah,
and
it's
forth.
non-stop.
The pendulum swinging.
It really
always
is.
the
And they go
thriftiest.
to the absolute classic. Flash over
These
towards
teams.
heaven with a TP.
So deadly.
Wait,
so
they're not doing the
dangerous.
flash.
Jorgemalt.
What's Kayak doing?
Operator in his hands.
This isn't part of the
Revealed.
strat.
Get Crash to safety. It's Alpha here like a rocket in through the
Ooh.
site, trying to roll out the red carpet for the rest of his team.
Okay, Trent has ult for
Gonna
the
go
free
one step
take again.
further.
I like this play from
Instant plan
Crashies.
down for Fnatic. This is pacey.
Wait,
Yeah, much faster
teammates
round
called him
from
over. Dude, this fade ult's gonna hit so many.
Completely
1,
overwhelmed here,
2.
but an Alpha.
Dodge it over towards
Trying to
site.
evacuate, trying to back himself out. Crashies is immaculate across their placement yet. G2.
Dude, keep an eye on this lark over towards mid. It's insanely late. Insanely late, but the ult goes down. Oh, dude, they might not expect this one.
Chronicle in
Chronicle.
heaven as well.
Leaf. He's already taken out
One.
Alpha. Chronicle, the heaven player. Late
Ooh.
right round. He's been taken out, and now Boaster. Last one left to it all. The pull was
Gotta
used
swing wide,
earlier.
mate.
Nothing else to delay. It
oh.
comes down to random spots.
Oh.
Comes down
Whoa.
to the clutch. And Boaster might have just done it all. No!
Insane!
That's ridiculous.
It's Trent again!
Oh my god.
Boaster did everything he possibly could.
Oh god.
He played it the best anyone could in that that situation.
Trent has got 3 clutches. And this one might be the most devastating, to be honest, for Fnatic.
To cast Sentinels out.
Tap, my guy, tap. Dude, every single time it's spin to win.
Around and doesn't have the ammunition.
That's a heartbreaker now. G2 leading by 3 rounds. Final round here for the first half of Split. Fnatic would love to make it a 7-5.
I mean, there have been so many moments where
Going for the
Fnatic
spray.
arguably should have won. We're thinking Pistol, Trent thrifty on the site, maybe even Boaster winning the clutch there. But they're all should-haves, could-haves. And G2, with that grit, are managing to find their way into the lead. Kayak's been really absent from this attack.
I can't believe
half.
what I'm watching.
He's once more over towards B. 5 and 9. It'd be a great thing for Fnatic to get
This
him
whole best of
activated,
3
especially
feels like a
before he
fever
has to
dream.
be one of their big
And we're
players
only a
on
map and a
defense
half
with
in.
the op, etc.
Shift up here from the defensive setup of G2.
Cinema? I mean, it's some kind of cinema. One of those cinema ones where you walk out and you're like, do I ask for my money back? Was that a good film? Did I like that film or did I hate that film? I don't really know. I had fun, so I guess I liked it.
To try and escape. The dimensional drift is going to be pointing all of this out. Kayak is getting the info for his team. Those are trying to take that peek and that fight towards it. That's wild. It's disjointed. Violence doing this one with just a Spectre in hand, but not for much longer. Time. Still playing against them. Tapping away. Jogma's now there. Ult of his own. He's straight into the fight.
Spike planted.
The peak from Trent dropped down to just 50 health. This damage done to a variety of them.
Okay.
Crashes.
5 ends up being a 7-5.
Delivered around to them.
I mean, G2 will be happy with that. G2 has to be happy with that, with what went down.
That was a difficult one. Crashy's wiping sweat off his brow. There were so many moments where it felt like Fnatic should have been able to close. Even in this round, they're slow,
They should have had 9.
but they should have had the advantages. They put the squeeze onto those sight anchors, and G2 was still able to get 7.
Still anyone's game, of course.
And Trent had 3 clutches in that half. He had 3 clutches.
Thinking once again,
Shazam's here.
this time I'm joined on the floor by
Wait,
Team
why don't I
Liquid's
have this
latest
hoodie?
content creation, or content creator, sorry, it's Shazam! Dude, I felt like I wasn't able to do that since like 2021 when I was casting.
Nice hoodie.
How you been?
I've been good. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Let's actually roll back the years, because 2021 was, you were the first to ever do it. Hoist the Masters Trophy in Reykjavik in 2021. So talk me through what it means for these players and for these teams to compete for this trophy right here in Toronto.
I mean, yeah, it means everything. It's like all you work towards, you know, like these guys scrim a lot, and it's the only goal. It's your life. Your life revolves around it. So.
And your life is now around content creation. The last team that you represented before joining Team Liquid was G2. So do you still have a little bit of ounce for cheering into G2 in this series against Fnatic?
Yeah, I mean, my time with G2, they were an incredible organization, and the guys on this team right now, I consider them good friends, and I'm like rooting for them to make it to the finals.
But Team Liquid right now is also fire as an organization, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. That goes without saying.
So another quick question here. So 2021 again with Reykjavik, you had a chance to IGL against Bolster as well on that stage. What's it like to play against Bolster, and how can he carry the team over to the victory?
Yeah, Boaster is someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He is a talented player. He works on his own game. He works on his team, and I think he's like a natural leader. Like you know, the antics on stage and stuff. It's like it's a good thing for a team. Like I'm sure Eve, they like laugh about it. It makes them happy. It makes people comfortable. It's like a really big thing. So
we definitely see them happy out there. And Shazam, I want to thank you so much for your time. It's always awesome to see you, brother. One more time for Shazam, everybody.
I thought he was going to mention the 1v3 round. It'd be good to resist it.
You know,
Mil27 with the prime. Thank you for the 2 months, dude. Thank you.
Many a time.
Emilia with the prime as well. Thank you so much, dude.
All the way back at the very first LAN event. It's incredible, the tenure, the amount of time that Boaster and Chronicle, for example, have been around. Take a look at the Coinbase Econ report here too. And I think one of the players to really take a look at is
Kayak. Playstyle similar to the FX Copenhagen style playstyle.
Side.
I mean, it's slow. I don't think we've ever seen a team play this well.
I would imagine that Fnatic
Ever.
are probably going to need a big performance out of him to recover. But they've been
Muffy
great
Clock
in
as
the
well. Thank you
pistol
so much
rounds,
for
and that's
the
where we're about
Prime.
to
Do
go back
appreciate
in.
the whole year.
I think
Thank
you
you for
could
that.
argue Fnatic should be 3-3 right now on pistols if they had
K-Corp.
somehow managed
2023
to
K-Corp.
allow Trent to pull off a miracle.
I'm not sure I can compare any team to that team though. That feels a little outrageous.
All grouped up here from G2. 4 players ready to pounce.
1-2, 1-0 on this.
Right,
he still got one though. Yeah, he still gets one. Let's have a little look at the minimap. Instant reaction from Crashies is to push. Is he ready for... Yeah, it's good info from him though. Alpha falls down. My god, his timing's unbelievable and they want to go back over towards here. Oh, nice movement. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 6 bullets. 4 bullets. Oh, look at their HPs. 11.
They've done a lot of damage over here to Jorgamo, but the entirety of this site opened up. And Jonah P in a very safe position where he might be able to provide some information for them. He's at least going to be able to clear the flank and let them know that
but obviously he was last seen over towards here, so they should expect him here or here.
Really had those opportunities to get online yet on this map, so this would be a huge one for them to convert for Fnatic.
Jonah P's going to be keeping his eye at least a watchful. Just takes a pot shot there, straight to the shoulder. Backs himself out, gets a bit of info for the team.
Look at the HPs.
Is good. Jorgamo takes the peak off of it. Crashes.
A great stun though.
Kayak. It's all on his shoulders. Heavy weight to burden to try and win this one with time ticking. The way that it is G2.
Double pistol.
Get their second pistol round.
Double pistol. 2-2. 2-0 on this map.
2 pistol rounds for Fnatic on Lotus, and now 2 pistol rounds back the other direction for G2 here on Split. And this second one, pretty clean to be honest. Alpha was really trying to find that timing to be able to put pressure on the vent players and still avoid getting backstabbed. And he did a great job. I mean, hitting a 180 to be able to deal with, or at least put pressure and damage onto Leaf is great, but overall the positioning and the setup worked better for G2. And now Alpha's going to go for a Bucky. The rest of the team.
Right, what do they got planned for this one? As a Paperex fan, who should you support for Paperex to have the best matchup? It probably is Fnatic, just purely for map pool.
Do they have the information about this? It does feel like G2 are accelerating slightly.
A bad on Sunset and Pearl. So they would have to play both of them.
In your face, and Leaf is looking for a timing. Just seeing it. Crashes, good C's, wall up.
This is going to help Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha's
honestly, G2's not too bad as well, I guess.
Here, so that's a beautiful kill.
Okay, hold up.
Thing is, doesn't actually give any weaponry away. Leaves the one
Nah,
player
yeah, it doesn't get anything, and they know they're going to speed up, but they're going to speed up into the 3, so
behind this one.
Let's see what their timing is like over towards B main.
Could be gaps for Fnatic to play in. Could be mistakes that they could absolutely capitalize on.
Oh, whoa, where the bullets going?
In their hands, and they're making it work regardless. Jorgamo, just like that. Shoes on the other foot. He's the last one left to stand against this, and the damage being done. Indeed, already the net tightening. B main control as Fnatic. They have almost the whole of the site. Jorgamo in a spot like this will have to do a lot. No free kills going to be given up whatsoever, and off a poster. Here comes the swing.
That's
shot
a lot
through
of damage.
The wall. Crashes. One more to the chest will do him. It's still a guessing game for Jorgamo. Does not know where this last player is.
And with time ticking down, surely it's not possible. A 1v4?
Crashy still has Fade, eh?
Quite an upgrade in the midst of all of this one. Spectre in his hands. 10 seconds left. It's getting down. Out towards the top. Just can't land the shot.
Holy. They got full eco. They got full eco, and the only thing they bought was a Bucky.
So many of these rounds here on Split.
Dude, they got the kill and forced him into the 3-pass on stack, and then Boaster did a really good. Boaster did so good to distract here.
A little bit of a scramble, a little bit rush.
He did really good, man.
The G2 players, we talked about this previously in one of the other games. They said we were playing scared and fast. I think that was in the game against Paper X actually that they were talking about that.
What are you doing, bruv? Hey, hey, hey! What is going on? You're getting classic.
And Valin, I think he made the wrong judgment call there to accelerate towards the end. Fnatic already had to read that they were going to collapse into
okay, G2 get the hero gun out and leave.
It might well have worked.
Oh man.
But that is going to get Fnatic straight back into this game.
Dude, he's the gift that just keeps on giving.
Like that,
he really is.
Whoa! You're also allowing Fnatic to build up to these big ultimates.
Yeah, they're going to start farming. Orbs attempted to be picked up here, but just a random spam and spray. Fnatic got this one locked down.
It's Boaster who's 2 away from getting a Cosmic Divide. Could be big for a retake setup. Kayak potentially looking like he might be able to work towards his as well.
Toxin screen down.
Though, to be honest, the ones you're scared of for the defenders to get online are Chronicles and Alphas. Not like they've had any trouble getting up to ults quickly, though, because they've been fragging like demons in this game so far.
And they've been ridiculous. The backbone for the team,
Jump.
Trent.
Where are you? 30 seconds left.
Just going to decapitate Chronicle in the midst of all of this one, but with 25 seconds left, a hard ask ahead of G2.
An upgrade, though.
They pick up a
to a
gun,
rifle.
yeah. It is.
It's like Perch or Fang.
It is kinda doable.
It's a decent connection. Kayak forced to be.
It'll be a little bit
faster
faster than this.
14 seconds left. Time is against them.
Saving?
It's kills that are being needed right now for
What are you
G2.
doing?
And Fnatic not in the mood to be offering them. Clone taking the bullets.
Guys?
Time getting against them once more. Kayak has going to be falling there, but Boaster in through behind. Easy with the cleanup. 8 to 7.
Fnatic should be able to grab upgrades, at least on one of the weapons. Little bit of economic damage done there.
Did the Fnatic? No, I mean, yeah.
Too much.
Not wrong.
Ended up being an all-right eco round. But compared to the standards we've seen so far on Split, where people are winning with nothing.
It's a virus. God, it's crazy, isn't
On
it?
to the next. And Kayak
Tell you
has
what
now
though,
gone to the operator.
if round halves were
So
2
here's an
minutes,
opportunity
these
player
would be
filling
the best 2
Burke's
teams in
shoes
the world.
in
No
this
doubt
Fnatic
about it.
core.
But it is 140.
Looking for the setup over towards B. He's found himself his place.
Early flash, and Kayak was still tucking knife out into this deep angle. He's found the timing, but would have to deal against a stun
Prowler
potentially.
re-clear with the
A
pressure
Prowler
of the
to try
wall
and
over
push him off the
towards
line.
A.
See what G2 have got.
He's got a great chance of landing the opening pick here, though.
Time being bled down. Gate crash.
Dude, my fades over
Firing
towards...
Kayak.
Oh, wait,
Locks
they
him
know
down.
it. They know,
Yeah.
they know.
Oh, wow,
Damn,
the timing
it's
on
kind of
that one
sick.
right as the gate
Dude,
crash
16
does
HP, just
expire.
got out of there with the spam.
Wants to back
Oh,
away.
okay,
A
we
lot
got
of
good
damage
anti.
done
They
to
knew
Kayak
they
in
were going to buy the
16 health.
op and go here for sure. Because otherwise, I mean, the fade...
Face your fear.
The fade's like
Way
the
alive,
info.
though, still can play his life into this one with
Fado
a
goes in,
9-4.
Boaster goes close.
Be
Oh, it's unlucky
colliding.
they ate that
Pulls
flash up when he
used
gets
out
this
early.
kill.
Jorgmo already dipping his way in through the back of the
No,
side.
that was
He's
kind of
looking for
nice
Fnatic
with the
back.
clone
Fnatic.
to get the
Fnatic
TP
goes
backside.
this one
Big
in.
shot from Kayak. He's hit it.
With the operator in his hands, on through the high ground. Kills are collected.
Ah,
and
dude, fair play.
claimed across
Kayak
the
did
board.
damage on
It's
16
8-8.
HP. Got the clone for the back of sight TP.
Really
I forgot they're
solid
both
defensive setup
dancing
there.
now. They got
Love the
Kayak
the
for
timing
the
on
clone
Boaster's
for the
peak.
pass on back of sight with the
Kayak uses
peak
his
and then
clone.
double
That
kill.
gets popped. Boaster's in immediately behind to try to clear up Jorgmo. Here you see it on the replay again. Almost catches 2 as well. Huge amount of damage onto Valen, who was trying to teleport in. A great read as well from Fnatic in this round. They knew that
Great
this
shots,
was
great
going to be a
molly
beat
to be honest.
Of course, G2 had to give away quite a lot of what they were doing around the map just to deal with Kayak. So Kayak's off finding a lot of
Alf
passive
is
value there,
standing
he's
up
gonna
and
keep it into the
dancing.
next. Fnatic may well have turned the tide.
He's gone from not being allowed to stand up and now he's allowed to stand up and dance.
Going against them, and yet now they're in the driving seat, looking to try to close things out 2-0.
Ridiculous between these two teams. G2 themselves not even comprehending that they could be knocked out. They think of themselves as the main character, but the same could be said for Fnatic.
Oh man, this is fun.
Of these squads. Looking to
Kato
make
Val with the
history.
tier 1. Thank you for the 7 months, dude. Thank you, thank you.
I do like the positioning of G2 though. I think you could argue that Fnatic are playing things a little too passive on their anti-ecos, giving G2 full mid control.
Okay, I love that,
Just allows
Kato.
them to slice up the defenders.
Double drop down, Alpha. He's
Oh,
up onto the
almost.
ropes.
And now
Okay, they
ahead
do
of
get a
Jorgmo,
gun
but
upgrade
he's
though,
cleaned up.
and
Look how
A side is
isolated
insanely
Crashes
weak
is
right now.
because these defenders can't
Yeah, and
rotate through
Crashes
mid.
has to do a lot.
We'll do it all
Might have
from
to
this
get some
spot,
kind of
see what it
smoke
calls
over
for
towards
G2
sight,
though.
no?
Steady as they go.
And this
Well,
is
this
how
is
you
what
see
Ito
these
you got.
thrifty rounds crumble.
We can wall up.
Perfect pause as well to make Crashies wonder about whether or not they're actually
He
hitting.
didn't
whether
wanna
he
play
should
on
call
site to
Boaster
give him a
over as
gun.
support.
Reveals his position.
Yeah, they don't know
Bit
if there isn't
spam.
anyone back of
Drop
sight.
down, he hears it. Footsteps.
No, they do, dude. He
Riding
didn't
with
even
the
clear
forwards.
this.
G2 have open access now towards the site and looking for potentially a refight. It's a plan for heaven.
Okay, they could combo back of
Full
sight if
main.
they wanted to, some kind of ult.
Eventual
We're going
drift
for an
from Kayak.
Astra
He's gonna be
ult on
getting
this.
a lot of information.
Okay, there is a gap back aside if he wanted to go for it. At least creates pressure if they don't see him. It's a great stun. Any trades? Damn, that is a great stun.
That space. In through spawn already. Jonah P picking up that upgrade.
Damn, dude. Nice round. There's a lot of upgrades on this one. They throw the op away and 3 people get upgrades.
G2. You have to fight them at least a little and not just to allow them to completely control
I do
the
think they
tempo.
gotta try and get back over towards
you saw
side
there
there.
the G2. Valen calls that fight over towards screens.
I love that I love the G2 are proactive here though. The stun send was awesome.
So they're already fighting, getting information, and then commit the utility. And Kayak, he's got no hope of winning that 1v3. Another MasterCard Thrifty to prop up. And G2 up straight back into things.
Okay, wait, dude, the money's got to be low now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, sure.
Mid take here.
That's a stretch with the Steelers. 3 and 2. TP
goes
over towards spawn, but they don't know if he's stuck yet. But he did here. Okay, I think he heard him. I think he's on top of the fact it's been cancelled.
Had to exit out through D4 Kayak. Puts it down. Alpha forced out now with the ult in his hands. It's a showstopper. And it's a scurry away from G2.
It's a good cancel call from G2, but
sure,
really
but
that execute
they
is
got
not
no,
what they were looking for.
got no
They were hoping
space.
that Fnatic were going to be looking in spawn for Valen.
The Jiggle crashes, gets the info.
Yeah, they had 2 guns fire here as well, so good amount of info.
So now
Could have crossed over towards here. Going to be learning from the round before. Fnatic are actually going to be able to fight over towards the site. 2-person fake on B, and then 2-person walk on A.
Coming up over towards that area. G2 are layering down a bit of util, trying to keep players.
He sees the gun. Ardu's going to be so ready for this.
Poaching out. Chronicle has Leaf in his sights.
But it's not informing any defensive rotates from B to
30
A.
seconds left.
Look how isolated these A and B players are. And Leaf, he gets away with it.
That's it. Dude, why is there no movement on
As
B?
you said, he gets away with it.
3
He
here.
survives. G2 doing that now, trying to set themselves up for a complete attempt and all the way through. This is Boaster back against the wall. A lot to do from this.
Time.
Chronicle trying to dodge and juke and avoid most
Double
of the
push for smoke.
It's coming his way. G2 with that side control. Trent has to be that play.
Oh, what a play that is. What an absolute play that is. Wide swing to take down the planter. Huge, man. God, these rounds are intense,
So
dude.
nice from Chronicle. After he missed that kill up towards heaven that he was eager for, salivating, he just rips a wide swing against Trent.
Ooh, this is rough, though.
This early play at the start of the round, maybe a result of the Yoru nerfs.
Okay, honestly,
You know,
now we
a
saw
couple of
Drago as
extra
POV, it
seconds
doesn't
there
look as
on an
bad.
ultimate, and maybe Kayak's
Incredible
position
timing
is
on the
scouted
swing.
Out, but as you say, it's all Chronicle at the end of the day there.
Oh, for God's sake.
G2 are now going to be forced to do it again with weaker weaponry. At some point, surely Fnatic start to get a comfortable lead. G2 cannot keep doing this with bad buys.
It's been miracle rounds after
they?
miracle rounds. G2, as you said, they can't
Stingers,
get
they got
away with it.
breach
They got the
ult.
Stingers.
Fnatic are kind of far away from
Adjustment
3
there
of
for the
their
spray
ults
down,
at least.
Chronicle.
Spams
Reveal
goes
much,
out,
frontline
Balance
is
taking a
before,
little bit of
the ball,
damage.
some of the bullets, Alpha.
My goodness.
Just trying to evacuate. A lot of bodies still trying to make their way in through, and Chronicle has been overwhelmed.
Good spike down. Alpha still has Boombot to get info.
And this time Fnatic are actually trying to
He's
fight G2,
peaking
but
at
they are
40
losing.
HP.
A 3v3, and G2 have managed to gain mid control. It was contested, and at least it's given them information for somebody like Crashies to be able to wrap fully
Crashies,
round
while
on
this has
this
been
flank.
going on, push over towards B. Jonah P is on top of this. It's a rough peak.
Off angle takes a dink to the head.
Oh god. Oh god. Fast rotate coming in. Kayak's going to get hit kind of close, but they don't know if anyone's over towards heaven because Alpha died in heaven earlier, so there could be someone that took all this space.
Pretty confident there's not going to be as many players over towards B.
Alpha gets here. Big Jewel on site.
In the back pocket, Kayak's ahead of it. He's found that timing.
Bolster distracts for Kayak.
Needs some kills to be claimed though. Catch the first. We're not expecting a Jonah P.
Jesus.
Was that from behind?
How have they done it again?
They get the gun upgrades, but honestly at this point,
It doesn't
might be worth
matter
just keeping the
what
stingers.
Fnatic's game plan is. If they play passive to try to avoid the stingers, then G2 just take the site and play post plan. If they try to contest them for space, they're losing the fights to the death ball, the brawl of G2.
Down B.
It is a nightmare right now, and you can see it writ all over the body language of these coaches.
No, we're winning every round, even though it's chaotic through mid. Just keep it up until they...
Oh, okay, spoiler.
They're winning every round, but they're winning primarily when they don't have weapons.
Yeah, and the odds are stacked against them. As G2,
2 buckies.
they proved that they have grit from that last series.
I mean, they
to
actually
run back
can't go
against
middle.
Gen G.
Right?
Fnatic are feeling it now.
Big investment of a Viper's Pit in a round where you have bad economy. Fnatic do not want G2 to be able to get comfortably up to 11. Frankly, the weaponry hasn't made a huge difference here on Split, so entirely winnable for Fnatic.
Portal closed.
But this death ball style has been the best thing for
Pass
G2.
and hold over
Just
towards
having
A.
so many bodies there to be able to trade
Alpha,
out
I mean, this is
individual
the 2
stars
best
like
guns.
Alpha, who is
Well,
positioned right
kinda.
now to
For
try
the
to catch
situation.
people on the cross into A. So I think it's Crashy's job to try to draw
Yeah,
attention.
if Crashies
and
can
Alpha,
shoot this
the dagger
Prowler
in the
and
back.
Alpha doesn't get cleared.
Crashy's jiggling. Like you said,
That was good.
we're going to
That
pounce
was
on
great.
this one here to season a nade.
Oh, they just got out of there.
Only
But they know the
catching
one
onto the
crossed.
clone. No
By going,
casualties.
by going for that Season 8, though, Alpha's given up his position. So he has to
Yeah, but they still get
relocate up to
TP
heaven.
over towards
Paranoia
site.
moves forward to
Omen
get
Flash
Crashy
goes
and
in, hits
Alpha
one,
is
but the
on
fade eye's really good. They haven't gone through here. 30 seconds
And
left.
the time,
Not
the
another
time
one of
has not been a
these.
problem for G2 this
Not
series
another
just
one.
yet.
25 seconds left, and you can hear it, rumble of the footsteps, and there it is. Trying to make
Holy.
the way forwards. A bit of spam
Big
coming
play
through,
back
but
aside.
still leaving
Crashy's what you
down
got.
G2.
Fatal is a great
Spending
Fatal. It's a lovely
everything.
swing from
But
him.
can they remove Crashy's finally? Yes. Time. 11 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Buster, what's your
Utilize the
long
window
range
against two
Bucky
players
like?
with light
They have
weaponry.
probably
Could be a
the best
disaster
guns for
Leaf.
this though.
Our
Chronicle
forwards
does
trying to take that
change
time
his
and
gun.
leave. Seeing if they've crossed
Bucky in the pit.
past it already. Boaster can get in close and personal. Bucky in hand. All the way through. The bullet to the back. Pellets raining down and the pit falls because of it. Nothing to hide. Trent away. He's got to do it all from this spot here. The
Guys,
jiggle, the
dinked
shots.
him.
It's immaculate from Boaster. The 2v1.
Fake?
Smoke
Oh, not
up,
a fake.
full committal.
Creates loads of pressure.
And Chronicle sticking.
It's incredible
sticking.
from
Counter
Boaster.
spam from
It's absolutely
Boaster.
incredible from Boaster.
It's 10 to 10.
What the hell is this game?
And another thrifty. Of course it is. No team right now can win when they have rifles. And I think the big reason why is because the teams are willing to take more risks when they have bad weaponry. Fnatic is willing to gamble stack and
Crashies
go
did
really
so good on
fast just
site,
based
yeah.
on noise cues.
Swing before he gave him the
Willing to
info of
take
where he was
timings
as
and
well.
moments of aggression. G2's economy once more is going to be on the ropes. Why do I even bother talking about it though? It was another MasterCard thrifty, so who cares? It's a scrap out here.
Yeah, who cares? Dude, this is their lightest one though. Wait.
The energy
Wait.
is just oscillating between these two
Wait.
teams. But Fnatic
What?
are the ones now in the driving seat once more. A map ahead.
A lot of money, dude.
Looking for the round that's going to make all the difference. G2 and forwards, the horn not broken.
Whoa,
Up and down, no mistakes are being made.
Bomb buddy out.
Alpha sends it flying forwards with the boombot in hand. Wants to try and take it. It's a gun uploaded. Jonah happy to shut him down.
And even throws the weapon away to a teammate with slightly better health. Leaf, a monster,
Can't be
and
happening again.
another opportunity for another thrifty. I mean, the player post-plan positions are even quite nice from Jorg and from Trent.
There's 2 low HPs though, so it is possible. Kayak has 4 util.
Horn that has to be dealt with.
TP goes back aside. They're not going to go for the same Astro and then take the TP, are they? Oh my god, they are. He goes there, TP goes taken in. Are they going to expect it? No one's watching it. 2 people. I have the chance. God, he didn't even see the second one. Holy, that was nice. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice. TP back aside through heaven. They didn't hear it.
What a sick play from a player that was struggling a little bit in the first
my
half. He has come
goodness.
online and more in the second. He's making his way firmly up and up the
Ice Age
scoreboard.
Fighter.
And
Thank
with
you so
plays
much,
like
dude.
that,
Appreciate the prime. Thank you,
I
thank
mean,
you.
it's a gorgeous play. Leaf's even watching for it, but it gets hit fully by the
Yeah,
flash.
it was a great
An
flash from him.
accidental kill even onto Jonah P. And Kayak's positive again after that one.
Bro,
see how much it means to
chill.
Finally, stability. Because this match, it's been like a double pendulum. It's literally impossible. Chaotic forces all over the place. But G2, they're going to take a tactical timeout as both teams finally reset with equal economy. A wild situation, and one in which I think the mental of G2 again is really going to get tested here.
Yeah. He thought it was tested before. This is a completely different scenario.
It's one of the most mental maps I think I've ever seen. It really is. I cannot believe that we're getting rid of Split. I can't believe we're not going to have it in champs. I'm so devastated. Every Split game has been the best game of the tournament. It's so good.
Of Americas and EMEA, and both with players that are searching for
Yampy says, but we have Icebox.
For
God's sake.
People on Fnatic, I mean, Chronicle, top of the scoreboard. If he's able to win this tournament, it'd be his 4th.
Is it too late for Riot to change their mind?
Ridiculous.
Surely they see this and they go, actually, do you know what?
Looking for redemption like Crashy's playing against his region, trying to eliminate them, and 2 rounds away from doing so.
Yeah, they get a full buyout. Trench still has 3-7. Why were they saving so much money? If he had a gun, they actually might have won that last round.
Chronicle. He's got to try and hold this one down. He's been good for it. It's a seize. Dodged alongside that aftershock. Have a flash into his face with the power on top.
Oh, that's a crazy shot. Like he's running for it.
Lights out.
Okay, in reaction to losing middle, insta double push over towards B. They got TP to potentially hold 1 once they clear it.
It's actually just Alpha isolated here, trying to force the fight into Leaf.
This fight's happening on both sides of things here with a boombot instantly broken. Deep push from Crashies. Hyperextended. Now Valen, he heard the flash.
A great pause from Crashies.
It's got to feel like there could be the possibility of a deep push up, but
4v5?
Sure.
Sure.
To be taken when you're a player
Kayak goes in, gets info, spots once over towards fence, and that's it. Just one. That's all they got. One on fence. And they go back to Crashies. It's a great off angle for 1.
No way Valen expects it and he doesn't.
Now what? And you saw 1 in vents.
30 seconds left. B main control still there for Fnatic.
Thrown over towards Heaven, gets the stun out of him, but it hit him in spawn. That's nuts. Beidou hit so many. Big draw over towards B main.
A weakened decay down.
Leaf's a beast, man. He actually is. Oh, speaking of beasts, look at the time. Great flash. Holy, what a flash.
Lines them all up and Leaf, knife out. He's going to do it all now, but no chance in hell. Swarmed in his position, attempt to force it out.
Kayak, that was sick, man. Great shot into lovely flash.
And we have been talking so much about the storied players in this. The IGL battle, Chronicle Alpha, yeah, the core, and yet it's Kayak in the final moments who is making the difference. Filling some gigantic shoes, was dominant in stage 1. And has now put together 2 huge rounds. And he's really getting into this.
Okay, 2 chances to 2-0 G2. Stun into TP so you can get the early swing. 3 pass and push middle. Okay. We're not playing scared at all.
TP even committed there. Pokemon did not want to be caught into that corner. Deep mid control.
Still got the TP here. Oh. Jesus.
Finally will concede that space, but this is Fnatic on a tear. Looking to go further.
Valen under a lot of pressure, calling
active,
for help.
Hyperactive as a seize and a nade.
Reach damage to push them off though, so they at least clear over towards B main. Darbo, they're so proactive though. You got to give them that on their defense. They lose their luck. They lose the A pressure. You've got 1 holding over towards A. It's a great omen ult. This is a good omen ult.
It's Fnatic entirely here. Kayak looking to drop.
Damn, it's an incredible kill.
The captain removed. Death from 1,000 cuts here. Fnatic are happy to deliver it.
Teleport in onto the A side, but didn't have the spike. Every player from G2.
Yeah, and they group up to do it together, and they know that they're locked in over towards site. The only thing they haven't got is Heaven control, right? Okay, yeah. Clear of Heaven control. Jonah with the plant gets his ult.
Dink through the wall. Crash is still alive. Ulta here.
Breach goes in. They want to take some space with it. I mean, can't really. Oh, respect to Jonah. He might have made a big play here.
It's already wrapping. The discipline is here from Fnatic. You need a miracle if you're G2. Fnatic are not in the business of giving them out.
Gets a kill. He gets ult.
Already to swing in the face.
Oh, he was going for the fade eye.
Space and more Jonah P.
It's done.
It's a last-ditch effort. That's all it's
what an
to be.
absolutely mad map. I mean, it was so mad. One of the weirdest splits I've ever watched.
One hell of a lower bracket run so far from a legendary
Okay, Fnatic,
core.
top 3.
With new pieces stepping up towards the end as well.
Fnatic, Wolves, and then Paper X waiting in the final.
Boaster 2, both in the calling and the